Look at this photograph. 9 people, experienced, prepared, happy. This was taken on the 27th of January, 1959. None of them would survive the next 5 days. They were headed into the Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia, a route they had trained for, a challenge they were ready for. What happened to them out there has never, in over 60 years, been fully explained. This is the Dyatlov Pass Incident. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, 23 years old, engineering student, veteran of multiple difficult expeditions. His teammates trusted him completely. The full group was 10 people, 7 men, 3 women, all students or recent graduates of the Ural Polytechnic Institute. Their goal was to reach a peak called Otorten, a grade 3 route, the most difficult category in Soviet hiking. They had done difficult routes before. This was supposed to be another one. But early in the trek, one member, Yuri Yudin, fell ill and turned back. That left 9. 9 who continued into the mountains. 9 who never came back. Yudin hugged his friends goodbye. He would spend the rest of his life wishing he knew what happened to them. On the evening of February 1st, the group set up camp on the slopes of a mountain called Kolat-Shakal. In the language of the local Mansi people, that name translates as Dead Mountain. Experienced hikers would normally camp in the shelter of the forest below. Instead, Dyatlov chose an exposed position high on the slope. Nobody knows why. They took photographs, ate dinner, and wrote in their diaries. The last diary entry was relaxed, cheerful even. Something happened that night that left no survivors to explain it. When the group failed to return on schedule, a search party was sent. On February 26th, they found the camp. The tent was still standing, but it had been cut open from the inside. All of their equipment, boots, coats, food, was still inside. They left everything behind. Footprints in the snow led away from the tent toward the tree line, 300 meters below. Some prints showed socks. Some were bare feet. In minus 30 degrees, whatever they were running from, it scared them more than the cold. The first 2 bodies were found at the base of a large cedar tree, Yuri Doroshenko and Yuri Krivonishenko, both in their underwear. Their hands were burned. They had tried to climb the tree or light a fire, or both. 3 more were found between the cedar tree and the tent, as if they had been trying to return. Igor Dyatlov himself was found frozen, his face turned back toward camp, reaching for something he never got back to. The final 4 bodies were not found until May, buried under 4 meters of snow in a nearby ravine. And this is where the case stops making sense entirely. 3 of the 4 had catastrophic internal injuries, broken ribs, a fractured skull, injuries that investigators said were consistent with the force of a car crash. But there was not a single mark on their skin. No bruising, no cuts, nothing to explain how those injuries got there. And Lyudmila Dubinina, one of the women in the group, was found with her tongue, eyes, and part of her lips missing, officially attributed to animal scavenging. Investigators were not convinced. Neither were the families. 65 years of investigation, dozens of theories, no definitive answers. The most common official explanation is an avalanche, but the slope wasn't steep enough for a major slide, and experienced hikers would dig out, not cut through the tent and run. Some researchers point to Soviet military testing in the area. Witnesses in nearby camps reported strange orange spheres moving across the sky that same night. Radiation was later detected on several items of clothing. Others believe the answer is infrasound, low-frequency sound waves created by specific wind conditions in mountain passes. Infrasound has been shown to cause extreme panic, paranoia, and hallucinations. It would explain why trained hikers fled in blind terror. And some believe the answer is something that no official report has ever been willing to put in writing. In 2019, 60 years after the incident, Russian authorities reopened the case. Their conclusion: an avalanche. Independent researchers rejected it almost immediately. The case is still officially unsolved. 9 people walked into those mountains. Whatever made them cut through their tent and run barefoot into a Soviet blizzard died with them. If you want more stories like this, subscribe to Murky Remnants. The truth is murky. The remnants remain.